My name is Shonel. I am a mother, I am a wife, and I have triple negative breast cancer. This is a story of my last year. This is my life on standby. I am really excited. Going to see the oncologist. Like nervous for some reason, I don't know why. But I've got a few questions to ask her, see what she says, and then straight to chemo number 2 afterwards. Knowing what to expect a bit more this time, but still nervous. Yeah.
How did it go?
It was pretty good, touch wood.
Yeah.
To laminate. First day was pretty rough, just overall just feeling shit.
Yeah.
Not sick, just off all over,
Yes.
tired, exhausted, mentally foggy.
So is it that you can't sort of plan to navigate?
I feel like I'm kind of operating drunk almost, like
Yes.
just my mind's just slower.
Yeah.
It's still there, it's slower, and it's just focusing, like even sometimes focusing on the TV is too much, so I'll turn it off and just close my eyes for half an hour.
All right. And have there been other questions that have come up about the longer term management?
I think the main thing that we wanted to ask you was more, I guess, just how we're tracking if it's working. Like, how does that work? Like,
So I'll examine you today.
yeah,
Do you think there's been any change in the
it
breast?
doesn't feel as
Discreet?
like originally it felt like a frozen pea, like
Yeah.
a very clear frozen pea. It feels like a little bit lumpier around
Yeah.
it now.
So the most common thing most people find at the start is the edges are harder to feel. It's sort of, before it was a very discreet, normal boundary, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That becomes often a bit sort of fuzzy at the edges as hopefully the mass starts to shrink, which we would be, expecting absolutely, but maybe not 2 weeks after the first dose.
Yeah.
Really, we would expect normally 3 or 4 doses.
3 or 4 doses before it starts actually
Well,
shrinking
before
so
you
much.
can really be clear. And
Yes.
we would normally repeat your breast imaging after the 4th dose.
Okay.
One down.
Is the first one meant to be the easiest?
No, most people find the first one the hardest because they've got nothing to compare it with.
Yeah.
And it's so unknown. So I think, if the pattern will be very similar. The days that were difficult with cycle 1 are likely to be maybe not as good with cycle 2.
Yeah.
And, when you come good is likely to be pretty similar.
Yeah.
So I think overall, fantastic.
Great.
Good.
Awesome. So you're going to have a little
Absolutely.
feel and see.
Yep.
Okay. Can you feel
It's pretty hard to feel. Shivers.
it? Hang on.
Yeah, but nothing like it was.
No, it's just not as...
It's like this now. Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
Like all the side bits have melted away and you just got the tip.
Yeah.
That's good.
Is it?
One
Good.
dose. Wow,
Okay.
that's amazing.
All right. So for me to go to chemo from here, we live 2 hours away from Monash where I'm getting chemo. So my friends have like a rotating roster where they come up, pick me up. So they'll come up from Geelong, which is like an hour and a half, pick me up here. We drive the 2 hours together, just talking, laughing. We go in there, they give me my drugs, sit me down, they give me some pre-meds to take before they start administering the chemo. They, prior to the day before I get chemo, I do a blood test and they check my white blood cell count and a million other things to make sure that my body's fit enough basically to have the chemo. That's all right. You can probably just put it in there. It's fine. So they'll administer the first bag, so it just goes through intravenously. And basically, as soon as they hook you up, it depends on which drug at the time, but sometimes an hour, up to 2.5 hours. As a whole, generally, when I go in there, it's 2.5 to 4 hours. I'd say generally more around the 4-hour mark it takes. So they'll administer one bag, then they'll flush it out, and then they'll hook up the next bag. It just feels cold. It's like, you feel that? My arm feel cold? I don't really feel much other than I feel cold when it goes in because it's refrigerated, the chemo. And then once they'll finish, they'll flush it out, take the cannula out. You sit for a few minutes and then you're free to go basically. And then generally when I stand up, I feel quite heavy. The drugs kind of make me feel a little bit mentally heavy, though the second lot of drugs, not as heavy as the first lot, the AC that I was on, was a real mental heaviness, fogginess, really intense.
Tired.
Yeah.
I think I just did a bit too much today, this afternoon. Just want to rest a bit. Hearing the wind outside.
I'll rest up.
I am constantly having hot flashes at the moment. It's so annoying. Thank God to this fan that one of my daughter's friends gave to her a while ago. I just take it with me everywhere I go. It's just hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Yeah, it's one of the many side effects. This is kind of one of the more annoying ones at the moment. That and my fingernails are still really bad and they just stink because they just keep getting infected. That is not nail polish. That is the colour. Dry, they get infected under there. It's gross. And it really stinks. It's like, ugh, for some reason I keep smelling them. I was on Facebook one day just casually scrolling, not looking for anything cancer related, and it was like a big hospital in Melbourne popped up on a sponsored post and it said, triple negative breast cancer accounts for 15% of breast cancers and 50% of deaths. While I was just scrolling, trying to just get about my day, reading that just got me so flat. And I just thought, how dare you? Why are these sponsored posts? I can deal with getting sponsored posts for a dress every now and then, or, you know, something that I've had in my cart for a week. But like to sponsor posts like that and tell you these horrible statistics was so deflating. I almost wanted to reach out to them and just tell them exactly how I felt and the impact that that can have. And I still consider myself a mentally strong person. That really got me down. If I was in a really low place at that point in time and I read that, that would have just been horrible, absolutely horrible. But as far as cancer stuff goes, it doesn't stop. It's like, obviously it's from keywords and searches and stuff like that. And in this situation, you know, I constantly get shoved products of like, you know, hair things, or, you know, there's always bald people in my newsfeed from sponsored posts. But that Facebook sponsored post really got to me. I was just like, I felt very personal. I just thought, how dare you? I consciously go out of my way to avoid looking at stats like that, and yet here I am just going about my day trying to keep myself in a positive mind frame, and you're shoving this down my throat. How dare you?
Hey, darling.
Hey, Mum.
I'm just sitting outside getting some sunshine. What are you doing?
Making a video.
Of what?
A video of you.
Of me?
And I could stop.
That'll be all right.
No. Well, I've still got a place to dry.
Let's go. Here you go.
My hair is falling out. Just last night, just sitting on the couch, like moving my head around, and it's starting to come out the back. I don't know how much you can see. You're actually like, oh God. Oh, you can kind of see that. It's coming off. And then on my hands, you can see the hairs there. So I think it started. And I wasn't sure what to do. I was just deciding what to tell the kids and what was going on, and I decided, screw it, I'm going to a barber and I'm going to bald shave, take the control back again. I just don't like the idea of it coming out on its own, so I thought, why not just take it by the balls, grab it by the balls and do it myself. So I'm about to go and do that. Bye-bye hair, what's left of it, and hello white shiny head. So yeah, see how we go. So I'm out and I just shaved my head bald. It feels so much better than what it did before. It's all soft and smooth, and it took ages, but it was, yeah, I feel good. I'm so glad I did it. Yeah, and now I'm assuming no more hair will grow back, but yeah, it feels so weird. It's like shaved legs on my head. But feeling good.